Let's talk about unfunded expenses. When your nonprofit should do something that costs money but doesn't have money to cover it, that's an unfunded expense. Unfunded expenses means you use outdated software because you don't have money to upgrade. Sit in broken chairs because you don't have money for new ones, and you work without a needed staff member because, well, you get the point. Nonprofit leaders might have unfunded expenses and not even know it, or they don't feel comfortable asking funders to cover these things. Covering unfunded expenses allows nonprofits to continue working in a way that is reasonable and fair. Unfunded expenses and their cousin, underfunded expenses, commonly show up as overworked and underpaid staff. Here's a common situation. Angel, Bo, and Cam are called to do the work of 4 people, but there's only enough money to pay 2 full salaries with benefits. The 3 staff are doing more than their share of work for less than their share of money. That discrepancy is called sweat equity, and too much of it causes Cam to overwork, burn out, and ultimately leave the organization, which causes more overwork and burnout as Angel and Bo take on Cam's work, while also spending time and effort to hire Cam's replacement. Not employing enough staff to do the work, or not paying living wages, is an often unfunded or underfunded expense for nonprofits. Nonprofits and funders can address unfunded and underfunded expenses by thinking in terms of full cost. Full cost shifts thinking from how can I do more with less to how can I employ enough staff and pay them all reasonable wages to do this important work. So Angel meets with a funder to talk about the full cost of the organization. They have too few staff now and not enough funding to cover the work at full capacity. Talking about this stuff is scary for both nonprofits and funders. We have resources on how to do that. The conversation goes well, and the nonprofit gets the money it needs to hire 2 additional folks and to run full steam ahead while paying all staff fairly. The workload becomes more manageable, and everyone has the supplies and training they need. Unfortunately, there are times when a funder cannot fund an organization's full ask, and nonprofit leaders may worry about damaging the funding relationship and future opportunities by rejecting their funding. This can be an opportunity for a funder and nonprofit to talk about adjusting the committed outputs to reflect the funding provided and provide quality outcomes that properly serve the community. It also might be an opportunity to seek additional funding from another funder. How would our communities benefit from fully funded, fully staffed nonprofits? Both funders and nonprofit leaders should seek to understand what it really takes to accomplish their grantees' goals, and be honest with one another about what that looks like. Learn more about unfunded expenses and covering full cost with our full cost resources on nff.org.